Hi, my name is Lauren Brim, and today I'm going to talk about fear of intimacy. So, for some, this shows up as a fear to be emotionally intimate with your partner, to share your deepest feelings and desires, needs, maybe, the emotions of fear or shame or sadness or disappointment are really difficult to communicate with your partner. And this can also show up as an inability to receive their emotions, to be able to see who they are in a deeply intimate way. For many, this fear of intimacy shows up as a fear of physical intimacy. They avoid sex, they're afraid of sex, they stay out of romantic relationships because of this fear of physical contact or intimacy. So, what do these have in common? The fear of intimacy is really about a fear of being rejected when someone sees us, whether they see these sort of deep, dark, what we consider to be ugly emotions, or whether they see our genitals or our naked butt or our weird toenail. We think they're going to go running and reject us and tell us that we're not lovable as we are, that we're not okay. And this is why people avoid intimacy. So, where does this come from? This probably happened to you at a very early stage of your life where you felt rejected. And while we can't go and undo that past incidents, we can actually go back in our minds and give ourselves the love and acceptance that we deserve, that we should have gotten if we had had an appropriate emotionally bonded parent there to give it to us. We can give that to ourselves so that we walk into future relationships with less fear of rejection. So I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to invite into your mind yourself at a young age, the first time that you really started to suffer from feeling rejected. Now, it might not even be a memory with your parents. Maybe you felt rejected by a sibling, or maybe you have a strong rejection memory from, the first time you went to school. Maybe that rejection is tied in with something shameful about your own body, or being made fun of for your emotional expression, like crying, or being so excited and happy you peed yourself, or something physical and emotional, or maybe just something physical. Why do you look like that? Kids say all sorts of things to each other. So I want you to get in touch with, where do you have the earliest wound that you can remember where you felt rejected, either emotionally or physically. And while you can't undo that rejection that happened, I want you to go in there and sort of grab your little self, whether it's you as a baby or you as a small child, and I want you to just get right in there and say, hey, you're perfect as you are. You are so lovable, and I love you. And let them express whatever the upset is about who hurt them, and then just be a mirror for that. Honor and see and validate that sadness or that anger or that hurt, and just listen to it. And then I want you to just take your little self in your arms, in your mind, whether you're a little baby or a kid or preteen or whatever age you are. Maybe the memory of rejection that's come up is, yesterday. Just take even your grown self and just hear what they went through, be with them through that tough experience, and hold them until they say, you know what, actually, I feel better now. That person's opinion is stupid, or it doesn't matter anyway. I am lovable. And that is also one of the ways we build emotional intimacy. We go through a difficult experience like birth, and we come out on the other side, and we have developed an intimacy with that person by sharing our emotional intensities, the things that are important to us, we develop intimacy. Even with total strangers, this happens in groups where people have to share a time they fell in love or a time they lost someone that was important to them, and they feel more bonded to those strangers in the room. So by being there for yourself, witnessing that first rejection, going through that difficult experience, being there to listen and receive that intimate emotional experience with yourself, you're now able to be more intimate with yourself. So I want you to continue this, to continue to be with yourself as more rejections in life come up, because if you're putting yourself out there, even in a relationship, you can get rejected. Your partner tells you they don't like what you're wearing or how you cut your hair, or something happens while you're having sex. It happens. But if you can be with yourself, honor and validate your own emotions, and start to do that for your partner, intimacy and relationship are going to start to seem like a much safer place to be. And you're going to start to open up emotionally even more, physically even more, sexually even more, because you just feel safe to be you. So I hope that exercise helped. You might want to watch this video again and do this a few more times, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get all my videos on love and intimacy. Talk to you soon.